Hello and welcome back. Um, this video is I'm going to show a book and some records. The records I picked up were from another trip to a flea market that I like to go to and do some vinyl digging for CDs, and you just never know what you're going to find at a flea market. So I like the excitement about looking through records at a flea market. Um, I like the way the weather was yesterday. It felt really good. But before I begin to show the records that I picked up, I wanted to share this book that I picked up that came in the mail. Well, excuse me, it came in the mail. And I order it from Thrift Books, which is a website that you can find some really good bargain deals on that website. So I really like checking them out and seeing what kind of music books, comic books, graphic novels they sell. So the book that I'm talking about is called Louder Than Hell, the Definitive Oral History of Metal. Really looking forward to getting into this book. I found this book out from a co-worker who was talking about it, and one of the contributors to this book, this Catherine Truman, on the back here, she is a journalist and a producer of Alice Cooper's syndicate radio show, Nights with Alice Cooper. So this is really cool. It's a bunch of, it's like what it is, it's a history of heavy metal artists and interviews with folks like Ozzy Osbourne, Eddie Van Halen, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, Axl Rose, the list goes on and on. So this is going to be, from what I heard about this book, it's going to be quite interesting, and I look forward to hearing and reading these interviews with these big time metal stars. All right, folks, so let's get into the records here. Now, I know there used to be a deal when I used to first join let me just share this little part here in the vinyl community where folks were like, no, it's about quality than quantity, and then it's about quantity. Everybody has a different way about how they go and look for the records and what they're willing to pay for, new and used. What I like about going to the flea market is that I can sometimes come across some gem records for really good deals and some music that, that I'm not familiar with, that I'll go, you know what, I don't mind giving a couple of bucks. Let me go ahead and take a shot and see if I like that. Now, some of these artists I know of. And so what I did, I wanted to start off with the progressive rock finds that I found first, which are about, I would say about 4 of them. And then the rest is rock. I don't think I got any jazz. And a Christmas album. Yes, another one for my Christmas record collection. I was really happy about finding that way. So let's go ahead and begin. This is Jethro Tull Stand Up. I know a lot of prog rockers know this album. Really one of my favorite records. It's the first album that features guitar player Martin Bare. It is progressive, blues, and rock, released in 1967. And for those who are curious, does it have the little pop-up? Well, here they are. Try to do that as best as I can, since I'm having to only use my camera phone nowadays to make videos. Happy to find out the record is in great shape. I think I spent maybe about $3 or $4. These, like I said, these were good deals, what I found here. A little bit rough on the cover, but as I'm getting older, that's not bothering me, that ring wear or a little rip here and there. I'm just like, you know what? If the record's in great shape, I'll go ahead and get it. Finding those little nicks and curly sues and bents and all that, that's not bothering me no more because as I'm getting older, I want to hear the music and have a copy of what I'm looking for. I found War Child. Now, I tore the shrink wrap, and on Instagram, I posted this album because it had a hype sticker for the single Bungle in the Jungle. This is in really nice shape. An album of theirs, what did I write down here? Released in 1974. A progressive yet pop rock album. And from what I read, kind of a concept, maybe a concept album, but I love this whole idea back here. You got God and Country right here. What do you got? War Child. And every little part of this is something to do with the song titles. Excuse me, right there. So really cool. Love that record. One that I have not picked up in one of those deluxe Steven Wilson CDs editions yet, but I will. Next, I found this. This was $5. Both records are in it. They're in great shape. It does contain the original inserts. That's Genesis Seconds Out. This is a really great live album released back in 1977. And on that tour, they had the drummer Chester Thompson. Here's the inside of it. I love, what was it? Side 3 with, of course, Phil Collins singing Supper's Ready. I still think that is still epic. I just love this whole live show. It is one of my favorite live records, which on somewhere down the line, maybe next week, I'll talk about my favorite live albums, just for fun, you know. So Seconds Out, great find. Next, this album came out in 1971. It's jazz fusion, progressive, instrumental rock. I haven't heard that one in a while. It's got some, I call it my Scotch tape vinyl edition, because it does. It just has the Scotch tape, which this doesn't bother me. I love this vintage, really ring wear. This is the Mahashivi Orchestra with John McLaughlin, The Inner Mounting Flame. Great record. I love this record. Probably more, I like this one more than Birds of Prey or Birds of Fire. I'm forgetting that. So I'm sure somebody's going to correct me on that. Next is 1983. Rock of Ages was a big hit. Def Leppard, Power Mania. Yeah, I got this for like a few bucks. Yeah, it's rough, but you know, it's part of the collection and I don't mind. The record is in great shape. I don't remember the original inner sleeve. The one that I had in it, I got rid of and tried to find me some type of sleeve. But what a great record this one. I've always considered this a really solid hard rock album. My personal favorite on this whole album is Die Hard the Hunter. I think that is a epic, progressive sounding hard rock song. All right, my next one, released the year I was born, 1968. This is the Bee Gees, their fifth album, Idea. I finally found a really nice copy of this. I know I had told Tony Two from the Trunk, next time he went back to that record store, because it was at this record store he did a video at, to grab it. But no need now, Tony. I found me a nice, really good copy for about $3 or $4. This is just I personally like this record. It has ballads. It's pop, rock, acoustic, psychedelic music on it. Two big hits off of it. I started a joke and I Gotta Get a Message to You, and I like the song Idea, which I've always felt like sounded like either a Kinks or a Who song. So happy to find that now. Okay, moving along here. Well, I think one of the most underrated British pop rock band or out of that, what do you call it, that first wave of British rock bands coming to America. I've always been a fan, and members of my family were fans of this group as well. And I found a greatest hits that I used to have back in the day. 1973 was when it was released. The Hollies' Greatest Hits. I like this. I feel like this is a good starting point if you want to hear or have something in your collection of the Hollies. This has the big hits like, Bus Stop, Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. Who doesn't love that guitar part in there? Long Dark Road is another good one. And He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, which is a really, really good song. Really in good shape. I picked up $2 or $3 for this. I think it's a much later pressing, which doesn't bother me. The Epic. And it's just good rock and roll, pop rock, folk rock, and has some elements of psychedelic on there. I also forgot that I like the song on here, Look Through Any Window. There's a really good documentary about the Hollies and their career on Prime that I watched. So glad to have this. Good record. Now I have down to a few more records here. I'm a big fan of the Host, The Planets, one of my favorite pieces of classical music. And I found a copy conducted by Andre Previn, if I said that correctly. Host, The Planets, London Symphony Orchestra on Angel Records. This was about 50 cents. So I have several different conductors, who do The Planets. Saw this and said, oh yeah, I got to have that. One of my favorite parts is, and I mentioned this before, is Mars, the Bringer of War. Such a strong and heavy moving piece of music. Here's the back here. And as you can see on Angel Records, I got quite a few. They sound great, fine to me. My other couple of, what am I down to? A few more here. I got Jesse Winchester's Nothing But a Breeze for about 50 cents. I picked this up because I've seen some people showing his records, and I've listened to some of his music online, and I liked it. Singer-songwriter. Album came out in 1977. Features a lot of great artists, like vocals from Emmylou Harris, Anne Murray, slide guitar playing by, what was his name again? I'm sorry. James Burton, who is an excellent guitarist. So, yeah, I can't wait to listen to more of that album. A couple of more here. I remember my grandparents having Nat King Cole in their collection, and I used to love to hear them play his records. I found this really nice copy of this album. I tore the shrink off of it for a couple of bucks. This is the unforgettable Nat. It says Nat Cole sings the great songs. It's on Capitol Records. Love the jazz, his jazz vocal, if you want to say, such a great artist and singer. An Affair to Remember, You're My Thrill, or some favorites of mine. And it's on, like I mentioned, it's on that real nice Capitol Rainbow. Really clean record here. My last is the one that I mentioned. This came out in about 1973, produced by, let's see here, I want to say Booker T. Jones. This is Willie Nelson's Pretty Paper, which I've always loved that song. It's Christmas songs, country feel. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this record. Booker T. Jones also worked with Willie on his big album Stardust, which I love that record as well. Here are some of the titles on that. But Pretty Paper is one of my favorite Christmas songs. I love to hear it around that time. but I'll probably most likely listen to that record before Christmas. So, folks, I want to thank all the new subscribers, and I want to say thank you so much. Appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for your support. I'll see you real soon on my next video. Take care.